Hello everyone who watched this video. Today I'm here with Ms. Shuruk Asad. She is one Palestinian journalist, and in this video, in this interview, we will talk and discuss here her story about her uh, working experience in Palestine as a journalist. All right, first of all, Miss, how would you describe the current security situation and daily life for journalists working in Palestine, Miss?
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Let's say that I've been working as a journalist since 30 years in Palestine, and we've been always under attack as journalists. This is not new in the 7th of October. We've been under attack. I have so many personal stories about getting shot or arrested or invading our offices or demolishing our equipment or staying for hours on checkpoints or settlers attacks. Not only me, all my colleagues. But what happened, and this also we have to say that the Palestinian Syndicate recorded since 2012 till the 6th of October 2023, 55 journalists were killed by Israeli army, among them 3 foreigner colleagues, beside more than 12,000 attacks. This means for years, more than 3 attacks every day on journalists. So this is not new. What happened is that after October 2023, there was a huge escalation, and it became really, journalism became a deadly career and a deadly work. To deliver the story may really make you lose your life or lose your loved ones or getting shot or getting arrested or as what's happening with our colleagues, all of them are displaced, no electricity, poorly food, no internet. And also Israel, let's start with Gaza because it's the deadliest situation till now. More than 850 days now they are living this genocide, and it is not only genocide on Palestinian people, it is a genocide on journalism, on narrative, and on the story, because Israeli occupation doesn't want any narrative except its own. So that's why they are targeting, killing, silencing, terrorizing, threatening anybody who could really deliver the story. They also forbid and banned more than 5,000 journalists, international colleagues, or even us in the West Bank to enter Gaza and film what is going on. So Gaza is really a deadly situation, unhuman, very unsafe. Now it's winter, it's very cold, it's rainy weather, and each time, seriously, we all in our homes, we have roofs, we are near our loved ones, we have food, we have blankets, we think of them. We lost 15% of the total number of our colleagues in Gaza. Israel killed 256 colleagues. 37 of them are female colleagues. So many are injured. All of them are displaced for maybe 10 or 15 times. And all of them are traumatized. So many losing so many loved ones, losing their homes. And Israel also bombed 112 media organizations in Gaza, among them 24 radio stations. In West Bank, where I am now, it's becoming very hard to move. We have nearly 1,000 military Israeli checkpoint and gates, iron gates, and cement walls, and more than 700,000 armed settlers near our neighborhoods, near our villages. It's very hard to reach to areas to cover. We are targeted so many times by shooting. We are targeted by settlers. Uh, Nobody really have accountability. If they hurt me or hurt my colleagues or hurt any person, And Israel arrested since October till now nearly 160 journalists. Nearly 30 of them are from Gaza, but we don't know so many. The numbers can be more and more because I don't know if you know that jails, Israeli jails, are different than before. It was always hard, but now even the Red Cross cannot visit. Nobody can visit them. We don't know any information. We have testimonies. We are recording testimonies about what's going on. There's rape, there's sexual harassment, there's starvation, there is ban of visit, there is ban of medical care, there is torture, there's humiliation. So I want you to ask more because I can go on talking about how difficult it is to be a journalist in an occupied place since 77 years till now.
All right. If I can underline your explanation, your story, I think one main problem is about the intimidation, right? The Israeli killing, or maybe intimidate the journalist. From your point of view, what is the main purpose, or maybe the main reason why they don't, why they intimidated many of journalists? Why, Miss?
Because it is not only a war on land, it is a war also on narrative. Because in my point of view, when Israel occupied Palestine, it made a story. It made that it is a promised land. It made that nobody was living in Palestine. Um, it made that nobody is here except them. So many stories, in my opinion, as a journalist, I can say it is all a lie. And Israel was, and Palestine was totally stolen. And the person who steals or who fake lies is always very afraid from the truth and is very afraid to be seen differently all over the world, in different eyes, in different senses, in different realities, in different testimonies from people. And this is why Israel is holding a war on the narrative. And the people who deliver this narrative are journalists, especially journalists. And you have to know that since Israel occupied Palestine, it started a machine of disinformation in the West. So since 77 years, the West was repeating the Israeli narrative all the time. And Palestinians were defending themselves, and Arabs and Muslims. And we were all labeled in a certain way. And we've been under attack by words, I mean, by stories and by information. And that's why they don't want anybody to see that they are killing children. They killed more than 70,000 Palestinians till now. Half of them are children, half of them are women and elderly people. They demolished more than 80% of the society in Gaza. Hospitals, media organizations, humanitarian offices, hospitals, universities, schools. Those are massacres. Those are crimes against humanity according to international law. And that's why they don't want it. That's why we are a target in West Bank and even in Gaza. In West Bank here, they don't want them to see, they don't want the world to see that Israel is putting us in ghettos, in prisons, inside our homes, inside our neighborhoods. They are shooting on people. They are building, taking land. They are demolishing homes. They made 50,000 people in Northwest Bank after destroying the refugee camps. They are all displaced. So they don't want this information. That's why we are a target. And each journalist who was targeted Israel built around this person, this colleague, a lie of, between brackets, terrorism or so on, uh, and it's very, makes me very, very sad, because if there was accountability for Israel from day one, from years ago, they will think, the soldier or even the politicians, they will think millions of times before they kill a journalist or target a journalist. This will never happen. If all that happened against journalists happened in Israel, just flip flop the things, the world will really speak out. If this happened in Ukraine, uh, they will speak out differently. So also what Gaza did and what this genocide did and this occupation did, though the price was high, is that this it made the West really, we see him clearly now. We see them clearly. Do they really belong to what they lectured us for years about human rights or international law? Are we really all the same rank in this world, or no? So it was about humanity, not only about Palestine or occupation. It is purely about human rights.
All right. One thing that I want to know is about the information access, because several months ago, I have heard an information that one Catholic church in Gaza, or in I forgot the specific place, but in Palestine, one Catholic church has been attacked by the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, and they say that that was a mistake. So I'm trying to search the information, the articles, and it's very difficult for me to find that. So how about the media or maybe information access? Have you ever faced have you ever faced the big challenges about that?
Listen, the incident you talk about, I think it's the Baptist hospital in Gaza. And anyway, the world back then, of course, it will never be a mistake. Even if it was a mistake, how can it be? And it continued. A mistake doesn't really continue and go on. Killing families and children continued from back then till now, and there was no accountability for the person who took the decision or made this mistake. So, but Israel said so because the world, sadly, when it is a Christian place, as if they think that they feel. They collaborate more, or they really think differently, because again it's labeling all this labeling of dehumanization of the Arab world, of the Muslim world, of the colored world. This is in their system, yani, and we see it. Though in Palestine, Israel attacks Christian churches the same as it attacks Al Aqsa Mosque. In Christmas or in Easter, they are forbidden, they are beaten, they are not given any permission. It's the same. Um, but they try, as I told you, it's about the disinformation and the West really, how the West, the supremacy of some on others. And I think people get me, and I don't see it this way. Concerning information, yes, Israel, when it closed totally Gaza, and now it's making West Bank a very terrifying place because of armed settlers or soldiers or checkpoints. Even it's all because they don't want the information to be out, and they want the West, that is ready already because of the disinformation, to doubt any information that goes out of Gaza, by also saying, because so many, I've been a spokesman for the Palestinian Syndicate for the first year and a half of the war, and I remember it was very strange for me that foreign journalists from New York or Paris or London, they will ask me the same question. Are you sure they are journalists, the ones who are killed? Are you sure um, they were, yani, this is not a fake video? Are you sure? Always labeling journalists, the local colleagues who are the source of information from inside Gaza. And it's very easy to know that this is not faked. This is reality. Yani things are live. It's not even cut or edited, or you see it live. And even some in so many international media that made its correspondents leave Gaza beginning of war, they depend on those colleagues for the information and for the videos. So, but Israel made the Gaza and the West Bank, or even Jerusalem, a place where it's hard to reach information for to make it harder and also to have questions on those journalists or information. But in my opinion, they did not succeed. Yani they tried by killing our colleagues to make us stop or to make our colleagues stop. I know some colleagues who decided to stop covering because their children told them to stop, and their mothers and their wives, because they did not want to lose them. And I really understand this. Especially they are left alone. Yani our colleagues and Gazans, and they all people, we are here in a uh, or how do you say, we survive alone. Yani each one find means of survival alone. So I can understand if some colleagues were very afraid and they decided to stay near their family. Anyway, they weren't safe, and I'm sure they were attacked in different ways. So Israel tried to kill the journalists to make them stop. It didn't work. It made them displaced, cut electricity. It didn't work. It made them afraid. It didn't work. Even they worked on cyber crimes, and it not to let the information reach on internet. And we know about this. It didn't work. So they tried to ban the international media also. It didn't work. And then they went on questioning. Are they journalists? Are they credible? And this is the cycle that we've been in since 2 years and a half. And for me, it's more about information. But in my opinion, the price was so high. We lost loved ones, so the information can be out of Gaza. Without our local colleagues in Gaza, we will not have known about all this genocide that is still going on. It did not stop. It is still going on, because since the ceasefire, between brackets, we lost more than 400. People are bombed every day, and people are struggling every day. So it is a battle of information. It is a battle of existence. It is a battle of Palestine, of the land that we love, the neighborhoods that we belong to uh, here. So yeah, so that's why maybe I know why my colleagues are continuing to work, and why our colleagues here in West Bank the same. And seeing people maybe sometimes writing about Palestine, going on the streets for Palestine and for humanity, really gives hope for us all that there is humanity still, and people will not accept genocide. But I don't think that this battle will stop. Yani, I think that Israel is continuing the same way of killing, of banning information, and even the West, with all the change of international a little bit, because we cannot say like everybody. I know some colleagues, independent journalists, who really fought to deliver a story maybe for months in the Washington Post or New York Times or Liberation or other. But the main international media fell, in my opinion. And we have to question them about ethical journalism and about what they really deliver and why they are being part of killing children and erasing a whole nation, they have to answer me and my colleagues why they did not stand up for their ethical journalism and for human rights.
All right, yeah, I heard too about the some journalist families that that the Israeli targeting them and want to kill them too. Yeah, but I just want to know if you or your colleagues have some intimidation from the Israeli government or Israeli army.
When you say
Uh,
implementation, can you elaborate more, like threatening or something, or
Oh
this is
yeah,
what you mean?
maybe who has been killed, like a journalist has been killed, where you can report it. Can you report it to the international law or maybe international journalist organization or how the mechanism about it?
يعني we try. يعني we try. We're still. I was talking today with the brother of my colleague and friend Shireen Abu Aqle. We were setting a call to have more advocacy and pressure to really have the soldier and Israel accountable for her death. The syndicate tried since the beginning of war to have files to go with the IFJ, the International Federation of Journalists, to the international courts. It wasn't easy. The files are not easy, and but they are working to do it. There are only three files before the war, but still nothing happened with them. Among them is Shireen and another two colleagues from Gaza. Um, we have to say that international law, although it is occupied, in my opinion, it's not only us occupied, it's also the international community is occupied, and the law and the courts are occupied and pressured by a whole system. So it's not easy, and you can even put the files, but no decision will really be out, and nobody will dare really to hold Netanyahu or the chief of the army or anybody accountable. But this is a way, in my opinion, that we have to follow. Yani for me, I wherever I go, I try to talk about them. I try to deliver the stories. I try to give information to anybody who really wants to go to courts. And the syndicate is preparing files still uh, to go to the court. This is a main decision. Yani this is one of the main things we have to do for the souls of our colleagues. I have to tell you that I also lost family, and we lost my husband's family. We lost more than 140, his uncles and children, and so the loss is collateral. Yani it's not, but because we talk about journalism, at least this should be a goal for everybody. And I know because I'm very near to the syndicate and to other civil society organizations, they are working on it, though I don't have lots of faith in the international law organizations within the way it is now in the world. I don't know if things will change. I really don't know, but I think it's one of the most important thing is not to stop talking about Palestine, not to stop talking about the stories of our colleagues, to remember their names, their faces, their families, their goals, and to go to courts. This is one of the main things that is not only a Palestinian thing. It has to be really a collective work to do it. So we can really hold them accountable because Israel will not really stop. Yani, I have to tell you, for example, I did a story about a person who was raped from Northwest Bank. I did not say his name. I did not say where he is from, and I even changed a bit his voice. It had like nearly 100,000 views in some days. And then I received a call from somebody, Israeli army officer. And he said, we knew this person from the voice identity. You have 1 minute to remove it, or or you will be we can invade your house and put you to jail anytime, and we don't have to say why we are doing this, and you know this can happen. Or we can also arrest this person again and rape him several times, not only one time. So I removed it. Not only for me, I have kids, and of course, what's happening inside jails, I don't want really to experience it. But also, I don't want to be a reason why somebody will be raped 10 or 20 times. Another time, I was in Jerusalem with a colleague, and he was, because they know us in Jerusalem, in the old city, there's lots of cameras, and they know us from the I don't know how you call it, stamp or something. So the moment I raised the mobile to film, they came quickly and they put me into interrogation. This is what they do with everybody. Of course, our colleagues from West Bank, they cannot reach Jerusalem, but I have a Jerusalem ID, so I can go. And then when I left, the cameraman told me, my colleague, that the soldier took a picture of him, and he told him, I will distribute your picture all over Jerusalem. Though this cameraman has an Israeli press card, not only a Palestinian and international press card. And if I see you here in the old city, I will put a bullet in front of your head. It is a gang. Yani we are not dealing with any ethical situation. I feel it is a gang, armed gang that has stolen a whole country and a whole nation and is doing a genocide. What hurts more is the silence of international community, which which is very hard to get over it. So I hope we will not lose another colleague. I hope we will hold Israel accountable. I hope we will have the same rights as any international journalists, and that our souls will be precious for this world, the same as an Israeli journalist or American journalist or Ukrainian journalist or whoever can be. Um, those 2 years changed us all. We're not the same people. And I think anybody who has really humanity, he will cannot be the same person as before 2023. And we need years and years to heal, especially our colleagues in Gaza. Yeah, this is what I can say.
All right, all right. For the last, Miss, my last question. What is your personally hope for your career as a journalist, and of course to your uh, country, your place now, Palestine? It's free to you to yeah to say about your hopes or anything that you
I want to
want.
tell you first, I don't know if anybody can understand what does it mean to live in a country that you love and as beautiful as Palestine, uh, under occupation for 77 years. I'm the third generation of the refugees after my father and my grandfather. I'm a refugee from Jerusalem. My village is now a settlement. And I never lost a hope, never, that I will be back to this small, lovely village, and that that we will exist. We will exist normally in Palestine. Sometimes I ask myself, why did we have to live this? I always, sometimes my kids ask me why. Maybe sometimes there's no answers, but what I'm sure about is that no occupation and no emperors and no killers can last forever. This is what history taught us. Again, I say the price is very high, the loss is very high. I wish that Gaza will be built again. Maybe, I'm sure you did not visit Gaza. Gaza is a very beautiful city that has been a harbor, a very important harbor in Palestine for years before occupation. Um, then it became filled and full of refugees who dreamt, who thought that, as me, that refugee camp is only not a permanent stay, and that things will change. Uh, Now Israel, I feel that it stole a past, and it stole my recent days, and it's stalling my future too. But I have this belief that I will be living in Palestine free, healed, I hope healed, and that Israel will be held one day. I hope my stories and the stories of my colleagues in Gaza will hold Israel accountable. Not only Israel, Israel and everybody in this international community that have been partners in this genocide and this occupation now and before, whether in their words, whether in their disinformation, whether in selling arms and weapons, whether in anything. And I want to say that maybe this belief, I still believe of journalism, of the role of journalism. Um, and freedom is something very, 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 very precious in life. And now what I maybe I don't think of the checkpoints or settlers, though I know not good days are coming to the West Bank, but maybe because of the genocide, we now think of the horrific situation, which is Gaza. I hope they will be healed. I know that even if of this stopped, nothing will return our loved ones back, and nothing will return our homes back, uh, or the tears of my father and grandmother who were out of their village, or the fear of my son when Israeli army enters our neighborhood or settlers started shooting. It's a daily. We are in a daily survival. We are in a daily battle of existence. We know we exist. We know that this is our Palestine, and I hope I hope next time, if you talk to me, not soon, maybe later, and I hope it will be free, because I don't know how we can survive this. I don't really know, but I know that I wanted to be a journalist, and I know that I'm supporting my colleagues always wherever I can do, and I still believe that without them, nobody would have known about this genocide.
All right. Yeah. Personally, from me, I really support all of people who work for peace, and of course, especially about the Palestine's freedom. Of course, you know that in Indonesia there are so many movements, so many communities who work for send some yeah, for helping all of people in Gaza, in Palestine, and the other places. So thank you very much,
I
Miss
want to
Shuruk
tell you, I
Asad.
want to tell you thank you, and I want to tell you thank you, and I want to say to the Indonesian people that I've never met, maybe thank you, and I want to tell you that it means a lot. It means a lot for our colleagues and our families in their tents in Gaza. That means a lot for us in Jerusalem here or in Ramallah, and it again, seeing you standing with peace, with dignity, with humanity, with rights, with human rights is very important for us in moments where it's very hard to see people speak out. So when people really manage to speak out within all the challenges that people face in the world, it really means a lot. And maybe when we will be free, we will say that Indonesian people
Yeah,
went on the streets and helped us. Thank you very much.
you're welcome, and thank you very much for you. And yeah, of course, I think that this war is not about the religion, about the culture, about the social, but it's about the humanitarian. It's about the human. So yeah, thank you very much. One more to you,
Thank you.
to your stories, and of course your sharings about the situation, conditions, and your role as a journalist in Palestine. Thank you very much, Miss.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.